speed. I don't know about you, but I like speed. There's just nothing more fun than games having movement controls smoother than my brain. Games that reward you with speed if you take the time to master the controls. So whenever I play these games, my mind is all like, I want to make that. So strap in, buckaroo, because we're going down a dark path called game developing. Let's go! So basically, I thought of a concept where you play as a rogue agent zooming around an agent facility shooting guys and robots trying to kill you. In this game, you have a gun, but not just any gun. It's a gun that replicates the use of a shotgun and a sniper, hence the double-barrel sniper. So I booted up Godot and started making the prototype. I added in a square guy, though he doesn't look anything like an agent at the moment, but bear with me. I don't have a name for him, so I'm just gonna call him John. I even coded the platform of movement, which is pretty simple enough. Problem is, the movement feels like shit. So I did a bit of Googling on how to fix the crappy movement and oh boy. Yeah, apparently there's a lot more that goes into the movement than just moving arrow keys and pressing spacebar to jump. There's a whole lot of things I need to pay attention, like coyote time, jump up, all clamping, jump hang time, very jump high, speed, acceleration, deceleration, and turning. Did you get all that? Because we're moving on. Now that I've applied the movement to the game, it now feels a whole lot better than last time. I then gave John a gun and added recoil to it. Haven't really tested how powerful the recoil is, so let's see it in action. And it works as intended. I showed the prototype of the game to a couple of my friends and they compared it to rocket jumping. What do you mean rocket jumping? They're clearly not the same. While my game requires you to aim at the opposite direction and shoot and jump at the same time, rocket jumping, however, requires you to aim at the opposite direction and shoot and jump at the... Okay. Now, after a while of playing the prototype, I got tired of staring at John's stupid, ugly face. So I hopped into a sprite and got to work. Now, on the surface, the sprites kinda look like crap. But hey, you know what would fix the issue? There! It's not that the sprites have to look good, it's tricking the player to think that they are. William Shaker. I even added hair physics, which is clearly inspired by the hair physics in Celeste. I then added a scoping feature where time slows down and you can aim with your sniper. And yeah, this agent is looking pretty cool right now. Surely that there's nothing wrong with it. But what's the point of a gun if you're not gonna shoot at something? So I added balls. So this might look like a crappy 2D aim trainer at the moment. And the balls don't really fight back, so I surgically added guns inside the balls to shoot at you. Okay, that sounds so wrong. Anyways, surely nothing bad is gonna... I made custom sprites and animations for the balls as well so that they don't really pose that much of a threat. So let's get to coding the different enemy types, because we don't want to make another game about killing a bunch of balls. So I made a guy. He doesn't do much at the moment, and he can apparently moonwalk, which is pretty cool. Moving on, I made a turret, and if you haven't noticed, the turret design is based off of a specific creature. And if you stand close to the turret will start to shoot. You know, with all these enemies in the game, there's still a spot for one more. I wonder what should the enemy be? That's right, motherfuckers! I made a tube that spits out rockets, because that's definitely where rockets came out of, from what I know. You can shoot the rockets in the air as well, because shooting at rockets is awesome. If you want to see the process on how I made them, well, finally, I added a barrel. Why? Because you can do this! So this is the bomb boy. Now, time to work on the level designs. Ah yes, my favorite part of game developing. It just so happens that sarcasm is also my favorite word. Why? Because of slopes! Now you might be confused as to why. Let me show you. She bounces! She's not supposed to bounce! I've heard that programming in slopes is a big pain in the rear, and I know what you might be thinking.
Nonsense, why can't you just simply not code in the slopes? Because they're just time-consuming and stupid.
Because sliding in slopes and gaining momentum while I'm doing so is pretty cool. And also because I hate myself. But eventually, I managed to get the game to work. Oh, motherfucker! And I managed to fix the issue. If you're wondering why is there a text on the top right corner, it's because I use these things called state machines. State machines are basically just a system that runs code if a character or enemy is in a specific state. If you want to learn more about state machines, nerd, then this video is not for you. All you need to know is that state machines make coding a whole lot easier, so yeah. It's all good. I then looked back at the environment and realized that you're basically in just a prisoner's bathroom. But then I remembered that there are games that go for a very simplified approach in designing the environment. And so I thought, frick it, make the tiles a black square, I don't care. And so I made a little test for the environment, and I'm finally happy for how the environment turned out. I then added a sky view of all the other buildings outside. If you wonder why it looks bad, it's probably because it's made by me. I also made some jump pads that launches you upward because jumping go whoop. And if you're wondering, yes, I snuck in a metal pipe sound effect. Couldn't help myself. I then later polished the UI and worked on a couple levels. Just a heads up, I haven't made a lot of levels for the game, so expect it to be a little short.
That's what she said.
That joke doesn't make any sense.
You don't make any sense.
Well, my fist is about to make sense. To top it all off, I added a very cool transition that sends you to a different level.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And, oh yeah, almost forgot. Can't forget about the best part, the soundtrack. I then hit up my boy Jace to make some bangers for the game, and yeah, that's the double barrel sniper for you. I had a lot of fun making the game, and if you want to experience the game yourself, the download link is in the description below. Bet you can't beat my current record. Alright, let's see what the reviews are saying. What do you mean this game looks like Carlson? I'll have you know that there's a lot of differences between the two games. While Double Barrel Sniper is a fast-paced game where you shoot bad guys in slow motion in a sci-fi setting, Carlson, however, is a fast-paced game where you shoot bad guys in slow motion in a sci-fi setting. Okay. Come on! It even has a recoil mechanic! What the fuck?